The verdict is in. Baseball's back. The Royals sentence the AL's top team to a Lima time. The Blue Jays' best aims to leave the Red Sox defenseless. And once and for all, does Pete Rose belong in the Hall? Beware, a shark lurks at the British, and a tiger barely survives the first hole. Kobe's fate to finally come out in Colorado, while the Lake Show's newest All-Stars play Meet the Press in L.A.
You need me, I need you. You come to L.A., we rule the world.
This just in, SportsCenter rules now. Folks, and welcome to your SportsCenter. With John Anderson, I'm Steve Levy. Break time is over, rotations have been reset, and for the most part, aces were dealing tonight.
In Boston means 13-game winner Roy Halladay pitching for the Blue Jays against the Red Sox. Halladay didn't throw a pitch during the All-Star game, so his arm is fresh. Man has won his last 13 decisions and lost his April 15th. Derek Lowe opposing him. He's won his last 7 decisions. His last defeat came back on May 11th. But in the top 4, 1-0 Toronto, and Lowe's got himself in a jam. Bases are chucked against Orlando Hudson. Oh, look at him. He knew strike 3 walking back to the bench. Chris Woodward. All right, he got 2 of them. Maybe he's going to get out of this unscathed. Full count now to Reed Johnson. Payoff pitch coming, and Johnson makes him pay. Clears the bases, start the merry-go-round. 2-out double, 3-run score, 4-0 in favor of the Blue Jays, and Grady Little a little unhappy. Bottom 4, same score. Halladay facing Manny Ramirez, and that's your basic 6-4-3. Manny went 0 for 4. That's not good for his pitcher. Halladay cruising now into the 5th. Kevin Millar. Oh, not fishing. He just looked at the hook. 5 Ks for Halladay. Bottom 7, 5-0 Jays. Ramirez again. Already told you he went 0 for 4. There he looks at strike 3. Halladay would run into the trouble later in the inning, though. 5-2 Jays. A man on. Johnny Damon goes the opposite way, and it is foul. Later in the bat, Damon. This time, that's between the white lines. But a can of corn. Halladay complete game, 2 earned runs, his 14th straight win. Tim Kirchner breaks down the AL's leading winner.
Roy Halladay hasn't lost since April because he has 2 fabulous pitches, a hard sinker and a curveball, and he will throw only those pitches in a certain game. That's all he needs certain nights. The other thing that he has is a Roger Clemens type determination. When he gets in trouble, instead of panicking like he did a couple of years ago, he gets tougher when things really get difficult. Now he's won 14 decisions in a row. Earlier this year, he won 11 starts in a row. Roger Clemens never won 11 starts in a row. Neither did Pedro Martinez or Sandy Koufax.
We'll just throw Sandy Koufax in there. Doc is chucking it. Halladay has won 14 games since he last lost April 15th, as we mentioned. Halladay tied for the 3rd longest streak among AL pitchers over the last 30 seasons. Second to Roger Clemens. In Blue Jays history, Rocket went on to win the Cy Young that same season.
Oye, Lima, y di que los muchachos comen mucho plátano. Con tu cácara.
Lima time restarted June 15th when he joined the Royals. Since then, opponents have been hitting just .188 against him, tied with Seattle's Joel Pinheiro for the lowest opponent batting average in the AL over that time span among throwers who have faced at least 100 hitters. Lima attempting to win his 6th straight start with Seattle in town in a matchup of first-place clubs. So what's up with him this time around in the Pigs?
I feel like the same guy that I was when I win 21 games. I mean, I'm confident. I believe in myself. It feels like every time I go up there, I know I'm going to get a win. It's like it's coming back. It's coming back little by little. That's great.
He has been flat out great. Top of the 3rd, no score. Gets Willie Bloomquist. for the first out of the inning. Next batter, Dan Wilson looking, second out of the inning. Lima thinks there are 3 outs. Maybe that's the way it was in Newark. And the Bigs, you still got to get 3 outs. They haven't changed the rules. 2 batters later, Lima gets a Mark McLemore to line out for that elusive third out. Now the inning over. Bottom third, 2 on, 2 out. Raul Ibanez doubles to right center off Freddie Garcia. Aaron Guile and Carlos Beltran come around to score 2-0 Royals. And some runs for Lima to work with. Top of the 4th after a Brett Boone triple the lead off the inning. Lima gets Edgar Martinez, Mike Cameron with first and third, and Randy Wynn to sky to left to end the inning and get out of the 4th inning jam. Top of the 5th, bases loaded, 2 outs. Another jam forces Edgar Martinez to foul out Lima. 5 1/3, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. The bad news in the top of the 6th, apparently suffered a leg injury. Watch it again.
Oh, wait a second.
You can see Lima come out of the delivery with the hop, skip, and the jump. Royals go on to win 7-1. From Lima time to Tim time.
Jose Lima is one of the best stories of the year this year in the American League. 2 months ago, he was pitching in an independent league. Now he's the ace of the Royal staff. Kansas City has won all 7 starts that he's made. The big difference with him is the use of his fastball. He's always had a pretty good fastball, but in recent years, he's fallen in love with his changeup and hasn't used his fastball enough. Tonight, he used his fastball a lot. He's used it ever since he got back to the big leagues. The only problem with tonight is he tweaked his groin, and it's going to be day-to-day. They'll check him again tomorrow.
Breakdown brought to you by McDonald's.
Still ahead inside SportsCenter. Tiger tees it up not once but twice on the first hole of the British Open. He really is human, but he nearly turned into a snowman. Kurt Schilling hopes start number 2 on the comeback trail will be a whole lot better than start number 1. D-backs Padres are on the clock. Will Benitez be enough to help the Yanks get back to the series? Will they need him his first night in pinstripes? We'll check that out. New York. A glove, a mailman. They both showed up in L.A. Jason Kidd talks about returning to play for Byron Scott, still his coach. And the DA makes a big announcement in the Kobe Bryant case. Decision day is on the way.
They out there with the fun out there. We gonna hit out there with nothing to fear. Tear up the spot, get hot to make it rock. Always start here with the clear. Yo, number 1, you gotta get with your real ones. 2, what you do is pop a couple of clear ones. Number 3, call up a breezy. 4, on the floor, maintain the high score. 5, feeling alive, we jump into the ride, which brings us to 6 at the venue in the mix. They out there with the fun out there, make it last out there. Always start with the clear.
Who's a baller and who's a shot caller? ESPN the magazine. On newsstands now.
SportsCenter brought to you by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold down easy.
Brown grass, gray skies. It must be the British Open, 132nd edition of the championship. First round from Royal St. George. Tiger Woods, his very first shot of the championship. 4 right. That's in the gunch. Now, we got 4 caddies, we got a gallery, we got marshals, we got all kinds of people that were watching this, but we can't find the ball. What were you playing? I don't know. It was small, it was white, it had some dimples. Tiger, the 5-minute search proves fruitless. Got to go back to the first tee, hitting 3. He would make a triple bogey 7. Eventually, 25 minutes later, would find the ball. Didn't do him any good by that time. Well, he's over at 12, making a bogey. Nelson back 2 over at 13, a par 4. Little wedge shot. Well, short of the pin, not happy. We're looking at bogey. Let's make it 3 over. He's in the middle of a bad stretch here. The 14th. Par 5, he should eat this up, right? He's on his way to a big 06 from out of the rough. Tiger 3 consecutive bogeys. But strong in the bounce-back stats, second on tour, with birdie 15 and 16, comes to the last on 18. Now that, my friends, is a putt from way away, and he got it at the hole, spit it out. Tiger 73.
Anytime you start off the way I did, to fight back and to get it back to 2 over par, it wasn't easy, but I got it back somehow, and I kept myself in the tournament.
2 over par, 5 shots back of the leader. Heavy winds all day at the tourney. Flags are blowing, tarps blowing off. Thank Greg Norman, champion at St. George a decade ago in '93. 194 yards in his second shot, a par 5, a little wind cheating iron. That is links golf. Go ahead and blow it in for Eagle. Norman, 200 for the tourney, a 69. More in his terrific round a little bit later on SportsCenter. Lee Westwood, you see that his ball moves, but the official going to rule that he didn't address the ball, so we can remark it. There's no penalty shot, although he shot 76. Phil Mickelson, his ball moves as well, but since Phil had addressed the ball, that is a one-stroke penalty. He would double bogey. Phil would shoot 74, 3 over, but still fairly close. Your defending champ, Ernie Els, said he was full of confidence. Did not show. +7. 7 bogeys, nary a bird. 7-8 on the scorecard. Colin Montgomery, a rough day. Fell before his round, slipped, hurting his wrist, his knees, and on 7, he says, no moss. Take me back in. He is done. Another disappointing major for Monty. DL3, Davis Love the third. Par 4, 17th. Off form since winning at Heritage. Gets that to go. He found his game. A 69. He's 200. And then your leader, Henny Otto. Yeah, you know, Henny Otto. Good Lord, 25 feet, 5 birdies, 26 putts. He's in the lead at -3. That is not the South African you were looking for in the lead. Otto, not Els. Oh, Henny's game was such a mess a couple of years back. He actually parked on a bridge, snapped all his clubs, and tossed them in the drink. Goodness, 5-time champ, but never in England. Tom Watson, another nice opening round at even par. Your major champs thus far, Jim Furyk, Mike Weir, 74s, and poor David Duval in 83. Compared to the rest of the field, Tiger playing the par 3s better by nearly half a stroke, so he didn't lose any ground there, but he did lose some on the 3 par 5s. The field was under par for the day. Tiger even up, and he usually shrinks those long holes. The triple on the par 4 first. That's your real killer. Tiger 1 under for the other 17 holes on Thursday.
Back to baseball. Bob Brenly has impeccable timing today. The Arizona manager was suspended for 2 games for throwing a ball into the stands after being ejected last Friday night. Brenly wouldn't talk about being tossed, only about what he did toss, a 4-seamer. But back to his timing. His suspension will start tomorrow, meaning he'll be around for Randy Johnson's tentatively scheduled start Sunday, his first since his May 1st knee surgery. And he wouldn't have to miss Curt Schilling's second start since he returned from a broken hand. That was this afternoon in San Diego. There's Bob. So you're wondering about that 4-seamer we told you about, right? Was it a big league 4-seamer? Was it like a AA 4? Ah, looked pretty good. Might be able to get somebody out with that throw. That was from last Friday. Brenly in the argument, and Toss suspended for 2 games. Steve Finley coming in, batting .467 with 2 jacks, 6 ribs against the Padres this season in 10 games. Yeah, he's got their number. Oliver Perez, get out of town, 3-run homer, 16th for Finley. Why can't I play these guys every day? Curt Schilling in the bottom of the first gets Mark Kotsay. How about the next inning? Gets Miguel Ojeda. Top of the third, it's 3-1. Shea Hillenbrand going the other way to right. Luis Gonzalez showing off the wheels. He's coming all the way in to score. Hillenbrand went 2 for 5 with a rib and a run scored. 4-1 Arizona. Bottom of the 7th, Schilling still going. Ojeda still striking out. 2 batters later. Schilling gets Kotsay swinging again. Next batter gets Mark Loretta swinging. Loretta would eventually be called out. Schilling 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 8 hits. Arizona wins in a big way.
Braves and the Mets. Bench starter Steve Traxel, a notoriously slow worker. In the 3rd, he's facing Gary Sheffield. Traxel, we speed him up here because he's quite deliberate. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to walk Gary Sheffield. Okay, that's 1 batter, 5 pitches, take your base. Greg Maddux, on the other hand, the starter for the Braves, trying to even up his record at 500. He likes to work quickly in the 5th. Maddux, he throws 8 pitches in just 10 more seconds. 2 minutes, 18 seconds, and he retires the side, not just walking one guy. 8 pitches, 3 outs. Let's switch pitch, and now my team gets to bat. And you see, over to second, over to first, out number 3. Maddox in the 6th, top of the order, even better. 4 pitches, a $142 to retire the side. I mean, you don't even have time to go up there and spend $8 on a Coke in that time. Maddox, a complete game, 8 hits, 2 earned runs. Vintage stuff from him. Bottom 9, side of 2. Johnny Franco in the game. Walks Rafael for call. So the bases are loaded. Art Howe's going to bring in the outfield because he can no longer bring in Armando Benitez. And, well, it doesn't much matter. Mark DeRosa grounds to second. Joe McEwing can't come up with it. Vinny Castilla scores, and the Braves win it 3-2.
Last week, Cleveland became the first AL Central team to win a series from the Yanks. Hook it up for the first of 4 tonight at the stadium. Would Armando Benitez be necessary? Robin Ventura fields the tag, and Ventura throws off balance to first to complete the double play. The heads up by the veteran Ventura, who can still do it. Andy Pettit loving that kind of support behind him. Top of the 7th, 3-2 Indians. Johnny Peralta, Ventura the dive, able to throw him out. A run does score, but Ventura may have saved some more. And there is Benitez up and warming in the bottom of the 8th. In that inning, Yanks down 2. David Risky against Derek Jeter. Jeter jumps on it. We're tied at 4 on the captain's 6th home run. Top 9 still tied. It's Mariano Rivera instead of Benitez. Zach Sorensen trying to steal. Thrown out by Jorge Posada. And the inning still tied. Bottom of the 9th. Risky. Yeah, Risky facing Hideki Matsui. Get out of town. It's his first big league walk-off home run. And the Yanks open the unofficial second half in dramatic fashion with a 5-4 walk-off win at the stadium against the Indians. From one walk-off to another. We update the Expos and Phillies. This one has just gone final. Bottom of the 11th, Marlon Byrd gets out of town off Tim Drew for Byrd. Like Matsui, his first career big league walk-off home run. Again, this one just coming to an end, also in dramatic fashion. Full highlights of this one, 11 innings worth, coming up later in SportsCenter.
Since his arrest on suspicion of felony sexual assault July 4th, Lakers star Kobe Bryant has given one brief interview, telling the LA Times, quote, "You know I would never do something like that. Soon enough, we will know if prosecutors in Eagle County, Colorado concur or believe there is sufficient evidence to prove otherwise." Brings.
Eagle County District Attorney Mark Hurlbert said he will announce on Friday his decision whether to charge Kobe Bryant, who is accused of felony sexual assault. Hurlbert said he will make his decision at a 3 p.m. press conference. That's 5 p.m. Eastern, and will take questions following the announcement. Bryant's attorneys were out of the office on Thursday and unavailable for comment. However, we were able to confirm with Deputy Director Pete Mang of the Colorado Bureau of Investigations that they are continuing to test the physical evidence in the case. However, Hurlbert apparently has seen enough evidence to make his decision. In Eagle County, Colorado, I'm Shelley Smith, ESPN.
Bryant finds out if he has deep legal trouble or if it's back to normal, though perhaps a bit tarnished life of an NBA superstar. Either way, the curiosity and discomfort of this situation will not disappear immediately. The Eagle County District Attorney's news conference can be seen live tomorrow at 5 Eastern on a special 2-hour edition of SportsCenter.
Carlton Dotson, the so-called person of interest in the disappearance of Baylor basketball teammate Patrick Dennehy, has turned himself in for questioning, surprising his own attorney, who only a week ago said his client would refuse further questioning unless ordered by a judge. That law office issued a statement today that read, "We are unaware of what Mr. Dotson will say to authorities, but a family relative has stated that Carlton has not slept for several days."
The statement began about 6 p.m., a little bit after, and basically Mr. Dotson wanted to talk. We listened, and that's about it. He left here shortly after 8 p.m. this evening with his high school basketball coach to go wherever. You know, he's not a suspect. He's not a wanted person. He was here on his own free will. He was free to leave at any point in time. He just basically wanted to come in and talk, and we listened.
Patrick Dennehy has not been heard from since June 14th. 3 days after that, a call from his cell phone was made to a New York area limousine driver. That driver told the Dallas Morning News she does not remember getting such a call, does not know about the Dennehy case. and has not been contacted by Waco police. Dennehy's girlfriend says that his phone bill shows that the 1-minute call to the driver was one of 2 outgoing calls made from his phone since his disappearance. Still ahead on this edition of SportsCenter. The Super Bowl champs report to camp tomorrow, but they may be missing a major part of that championship D. We'll tell you about it. Plus, fresh off an All-Star MVP and the Home Run Derby title, could Garrett Anderson continue the power surge on the road in Baltimore? And that's not all. How does Jason Kidd really feel about his head coach, Byron Scott? The Nets star shares his true feelings in his own words next.
His style is unmistakable.
Hello.
His name.
If I told you that, I'm afraid I'd have to kill you.
I'd like to see you try.
Tomorrow, the star of B is Her Majesty's most trusted secret agent.
Oh, be careful.
I'm always careful.
Johnny English.
You are full of surprises.
Rated PG. At theaters tomorrow.
All phone jacks are alike. When you plug your computer into it, it takes you to the same internet. So why do others jack up the cost of internet access to twice the price of Net Zero? Net Zero. Internet access. Only $9.95. Go to netzero.com.
I'm shooting high, got my eye on a star in the sky.
Body sprays from Old Spice. Spray it on in the morning. Spice things up.
Nice package.
Body sprays from Old Spice. Spice things up.
Most of these drivers have the same training, the same experience. So what separates one from the rest? Sometimes 12 1/1000ths of a second. Firestone Indy 200, Saturday at 8 Eastern on ESPN 2.
Summer Jam. Cadillac. Breakthrough.
Join the Summer Jam for this attractive offer. See dealer for residency restrictions.
It's the Vacation Open House at General RV this Wednesday through Saturday. General RV Center has over 1,800 RVs from 60 of America's best name brands in stock and ready to go on vacation. This Wednesday through Saturday, save at the place where RVers everywhere have consistently voted as the best place to shop. This is your one opportunity to get the lowest prices in the country on camping trailers and motorhomes during General RV's Vacation Open House. It's not just low prices, it's dealing with people who care about your camping and vacation fun. General RV Center this Wednesday through Saturday.
Tough to call Garrett Anderson's last few days a break of any kind, all-star or otherwise. He and the Angels look to keep motoring right into Baltimore. Take a look at the last 5 all-star MVP hitters and their batting average. Some have dipped a little. Interesting to watch for. Top of the 4th, Orioles up 1-0. Here's Anderson. This isn't going to hurt his batting average. It will only help his RBI total. Sacrifice fly to center. Scott Spezio scores, and we are tied at 1. Bottom 4, Jeff Conine. The blast, he'll watch it all the way. Conine's 13th, and the Orioles were back on top by a score 2-1. Bottom 5, here's Brian Roberts. Lofts one to left field. Anderson taking his glove with him. A nice sliding catch, and that feels good on the real grass. Top 9, Angels down 1. Anderson facing Jorge Julio. And Julio gets Anderson to fly to center. Anderson finishes 1 for 3 with an RBI. 1 on for Jeff Devannon. Devannon fly ball to left. Melvin Mora makes the catch and throws to first. Jeff Conine, the nice catch. And the slide to double up Troy Gloss to end the game. The Orioles dugout explodes. Rodrigo Lopez happy he gets the win. And Mora with a smile. Jason Kidd touches so many people. A few days before visiting the Spurs, Tony Parker went public saying he had no desire to play with Kidd, angering his coach Greg Popovich. Upon re-signing with the Nets, he asked Jersey Brass to get Alonzo Mourning, and they did. Kidd signed for the maximum. Teammate Kenyon Martin told the New York Daily News he wants the same commitment made to him. And lastly, All is well between Kidd and his coach, Byron Scott. Kidd maintained on the early SportsCenter he never demanded Scott be fired.
We have a great relationship, and I believe in what, he's trying to do here in New Jersey, and he believes in me. And I think the two of us have helped turn New Jersey around. And so, when this came out, I was more hurt because I was worried about Coach, feeling that this was true and knowing that it wasn't. So I'm happy that he has stand up and said that, he believes that I haven't said this.
Prior to Jason Kidd's arrival 2 seasons ago, the Nets, as you can see, had little success. Since New Jersey entered the NBA in 1976, they had won just 1 playoff series before Kidd led the club to back-to-back NBA Finals appearances. John.
Being kind. A couple of seasons ago, the Colts' Edgerrin James had his knee reconstructed. Today, his contract underwent a similar procedure from the salary cap surgeons. Total value of his deal is the same. Team just restructured the payout for some cap relief. James, 989 yards last season on his return from a torn ACL. Colts can now work on signing their 2003 draft picks. Camp 10 days away, and not a one of them under contract yet. The Chiefs became just the second NFL team to sign their first-round pick when they agreed to terms with running back Larry Johnson. The 2,000-yard Penn Stater, selected 27th. It's a 7-year deal. We'll learn from Priest Holmes. Bucs cornerback Brian Kelly signed a 6-year, $15 million contract just last year. But after an 8-interception starting job season, he wants to renegotiate. He's contemplating a holdout to try and force the Super Bowl champs into talking. Their camp begins tomorrow. Still to come on SportsCenter, plenty more hardball. Why did Homer Happy Jr. leave tonight's game early? A-Rod swings away at the D-Rays, and can Jim Thome and the Phillies hold on to their wild card lead? We put the Coors Light Silver spotlight on baseball's second half. Which single player will have the greatest impact on the playoff picture? A decade since his win at the British Open, and in the hunt again after round 1. How the Sharks navigating around St. George. Plus, the newest members of LA's Dream Team took center stage today. They were already talking showtime.
We're going to run. Me and him is going to run. Yeah. And we're going to get layups. If we can get 20 points worth of layups a game, that's going to hurt a lot of people.
This is SportsCenter on ESPN. Get an unprecedented look at the making of the best sports show on television. Live, uncut, and on the fly.
This is Inside SportsCenter.
Go behind the scenes for the writing, the meetings.
We're 2 hours away from television.
Over 25 cameras give you an all-access pass.
Do we have coffee for the 2 minutes?
Join Stuart Scott and Kenny Mayne as they take you from the makeup room to the control room and right through the live show at 11. This is SportsCenter, presented by Microsoft. Tuesday, July 29th at 10 on ESPN.
Oh, barbecue. Oh, barbecue. Oh, barbecue. Baby, I love you. I want barbecue.
It's Applebee's Barbecue Fever. Juicy barbecue dripping with Applebee's own honey barbecue sauce.
Oh, barbecue. Baby, how about you? Barbecue.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
One of these cars is filled with new Shell gasoline. The gasoline specially formulated to give you better mileage. In fact, we have tests to prove it. So, if you took these 3 cars on an identical journey, new Shell gasoline would help one of them go farther.
Heavy rains heading toward Chicago. There are going to be flight delays.
Send out Orbit's Traveler Care Alerts. Destination Orbit's.
I'm contacting customers via email and cell phone, so they won't have to waste time waiting in the airport. Next, I'll contact their friends and family so they know about the delays, too.
Oh, no. My husband will miss our son's birthday party.
It's going to be okay, ma'am.
We'll have him home in time to light the candles. Another mission accomplished, Care.
Ford Escape knows it's the perfect size to take on the confines of civilization. But with an available 200 horsepower V6 and control track 4-wheel drive, it never forgets it's a genuine SUV. Ford Escape. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
For just a few precious moments at last night's ESPY Awards, we got to experience what life will be like for Jack Nicholson next NBA seasons. And oh, it was good. Gary Payton in a Lakers jersey and Laura Flynn Boyle in next to nothing. Throwing Karl Malone at the power forward position, and Jack's basically living life's ultimate veteran's exception. Payton and Malone are in LA to get rings. Boyle, well, Nicholson girlfriends, they know better. Lisa Salters with the introductions.
Almost as quickly as the newest Lakers were given their purple and gold jerseys, Karl Malone gave his back, or at least the number 32 that Magic Johnson had said he could wear.
After doing some thinking about things, and honored to wear Magic's 32, I also feel that out of the utmost respect, I don't think 32 should be taken out of the rafters.
I respect Karl so much. When he first wanted to wear it in my honor, I thought that was special. It said a lot about him.
Something else Malone and Gary Payton hope to return to Los Angeles is the Showtime era.
So Shaquille got his running shoes on because we're not going to be waiting for the break. I'm looking forward to getting out there on it. It won't be any this right here for the ball. We're going to give it to Gary and them fill the lanes.
We going to run.
Yeah.
Me and him is going to run.
Yeah.
And we're going to get layups. If we can get 20 points worth of layups a game, that's going to hurt a lot of people. And I think me and Karl can do that, and we can get a lot of layups.
We've never ran since I've been here in terms of watching these three championship Laker teams. We always did it on the half-court basketball. Not this year. We coming at teams. And that's a whole nother dimension that we didn't have before.
Though the ink might still be drying on their new contracts, Payton and Malone say they've been considering the possibility of playing together since Seattle first played Utah early last season. Payton says before that game, the two captains met at half court, and Malone told him that their career paths might cross. Payton admits that back then, he really didn't think it would happen. But as he said on Thursday, here we are. In Los Angeles, I'm Lisa Salters, ESPN.
That was in the third game of the season. Well, on second thought, Lakers only the third team in NBA history to add two players in the same offseason in which each guy averaged 20 points or better the previous year. But the 88-89 Hawks lost in the first round of the playoffs, and the 72-73 Rockets, they didn't even make the playoffs. Oakland opened in the second half in Minnesota. First trip to the Dome since last year's playoffs, Game 4, and well, Tim Hudson remembers all too well what happened there in the ALDS. He was roughed up 7 runs, 2 earned, 5 hits, 3 and a third. Perhaps he would feel better in July than he did in October. Let's check it out, shall we? Bottom one, no score, man on first for Torrey Hunter, and he bloops one to center. Chris Singleton sort of misplays it. Going to give him a base hit, RBI double. First extra base hit against the A's now in 3 games. Christian Guzman scores 1-0 Twins. Next batter, A.J. Przinsky, P-I-E-R-Z-Y-N-S-K-I. Lining one to center, Jock Jones, and Hunter scores 3-0 in favor of the home team. We're still in the first. Man on second for Doug Minkiewicz. That man would be Przinsky. Minkiewicz, that's down. Przinsky scoring because Terrence Long can't handle it cleanly. 4-0 Twins. Hudson again getting beaten about the head and shoulders. Ken Maka not pleased. Bottom 2, Twins up 5-1. Torrey Hunter. No I in team. 2 eyes of Torrey. His 15th. Hudson's first regular season loss in 10 career starts against the Twins. 6-2.
Hey, we showed you the ending. Here's how it started. Tomooka on the mound for the Expos. We're in the bottom of the second. Scoreless 2 on, 2 down. Tyler Houston lines one down the third baseline. That's an RBI single. Jimmy Rollins, no problem scoring. Pat Burrell, he's not stopping. If you're calling for him, leave a message at the beef. We'll call you when he gets home. Out at the plate. Burrell plows into Brian Schneider. Schneider able to hang on. Burl initiating the contact on a night Pete Rose went on trial. Pretty good example of hustle right there. 1-0 Phils. Top 9 tied at 2. Real Cormier. Andy Chavez fooled by the curveball, got his bat on the ball. Cormier the dive to make a play at the plate. Michael Barnett is thrown out. Cormier the dive with a flick to Lieberthal with his glove. Great play. Pitcher and catcher were fired up. Bottom 11 now. Still tied at 2. Jason Michaels rips one to third. Jamie Carroll diving stop and the throw to get him. Replays all over the place. Carroll, the good effort, but it only counts if you make the throw as well, and he does. 2 batters later. Runners in the corners and 2 down for Marlin.
Drive into deep left center field. This is a gapper, and the game is over. It's out of here. 3-run home run, Marlon Byrd. A walk-off home run, and the Phillies win it 5-2.
Marlon Anderson is the only other Marlin in Major League Baseball history, and he never hit a walk-off home run.
Astros and Reds. Houston's first visit to Cincy's new park. Ken Griffey Jr. 5 home runs in his last 5 games with an official at bat. Bottom 6, trailing 5-2. He unloads another one, but no, it stays in the park. And Junior looking yippy. We'll take another look. Double. Griffey thought it was gone. Now he's got trouble. When it stayed in the park, he tried to speed up and, well, re-injured a tendon in his right foot. MRI later tonight. He would have to leave the game. The man's missed 41 games already this year. The injury bug continues to bite at Junior. Bottom 9, 5-4, 2-on, 2 out. Billy Wagner facing Jose Guillen. The Reds have already won 22 games in their last at-bat this season. Okay, we just set you up for that. Jeff Bagel fields that, takes it unassisted. Astros win at 5-4. But I thought I built the drama really nicely, don't you?
Speaking of drama, in 8 days from now, it'll be exactly 25 years since Pete Rose set the National League record with a 38-game hitting streak. Today, baseball's hit king remains an outsider. His application for reinstatement is still on hold. In March, Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig said he's still considering it. Well, we're here to help. Earlier tonight on ESPN, Pete Rose went on trial. Banned for gambling, should he be admitted to the Hall of Fame? The defendant was all that was missing. We begin with closing arguments from 2 rather high-powered appointed attorneys.
This man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. This wasn't a fair process. Pete Rose didn't get a fair shot. They made these allegations, and now the rest of the world has run with these allegations. Everybody agrees. The man was a marvelous player. He was a fierce competitor. Everybody says that. You would not keep Vincent van Gogh out of the Louvre because he had a drug and alcohol problem, would you? Now it's time to bring Pete Rose home. Home to the Hall of Fame, where he belongs.
This alone must persuade you that he has lied over and over again. It is a list that shows that he bet on Cincinnati versus Montreal. We know he bet that day. We know that the Reds won that day. There's nothing he can do about undoing the bets, but he can do something about the lying. And unless and until he does, he should remain disqualified.
Just as they would in any trial, the jury deliberated and returned with this.
By a majority, the verdict is 8-4 that Pete Rose should be admitted to baseball's Hall of Fame.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Paul Hornung, who was forced to sit out the 1963 season by Commissioner Pete Rozelle for betting on NFL games, will join Jeremy Schaap on Outside the Lines Nightly to further discuss the Rose case. John.
The widow of Baltimore Orioles pitcher Steve Beckler filed a $600 million suit against the manufacturer and distributor of a dietary supplement linked to her husband's spring training death today. Beckler was taking a supplement containing ephedra to lose weight. A medical examiner said ephedra, along with other factors, led to the 23-year-old's fatal case of heat stroke. Besides the monetary damages, the suit is asking for a ban on the sale of ephedra-based products. When SportsCenter returns, we explain why the Red Sox will win a lot of games in the second half. They won't be playing come October. The answer in our Coors Light Silver Spotlight. And Royal St. George showed its teeth during round 1 of the British Open, but so too did the Shark. Won the 64 on Sunday, but it was a nice opening 18 for sure.
season of sequels. Sean Connery is back in the most original adventure movie of the summer.
Well, it's about time.
The Wall Street Journal cheers. It's good fun.
And the game is on.
Connery still saves the day.
Perfect.
It's magnificent. Jeffrey Lyons raves. You're in for the time of your life.
Eyes open, boy.
LXG is the summer's smartest, most exhilarating action attraction.
Cheers.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, rated PG-13, now playing.
All phone jacks are alike. When you plug your computer into it, it takes you to the same internet. So why do others jack up the cost of internet access to twice the price of Net Zero? Net Zero. Internet access, only $9.95. Go to netzero.com.
Can I have your autograph?
Right now, get up close and personal with big names like Bob Burnquist. It's all part of the X Games experience at Disney's California Adventure Park, now through August 10th.
Hundreds of the world's best outdoor athletes.
Oh, what a great run!
23 outdoor events. The 2003 Great Outdoor Games, presented by Dodge, the ultimate championship for outdoor sports, begins Saturday at 3:30 on ABC.
Over the years, quality service and the best selection of new Dodge cars and trucks is what you've come to expect at Colonial Dodge. Colonial Dodge, one of the nation's top dealerships. At Colonial Dodge, we're committed to providing our customers with a sales and service experience that's second to none. Come in and check out some great deals on a large selection of new Dodge vehicles. We also have a large selection of high-quality used vehicles. Colonial Dodge, your 5-star dealership on Gratiot at 9.5 Mile Road in East Point.
You thinking of selling your house or buying a new one? Your first step is to tune into the Home Preview Channel, Channel 281. There you'll find professional realtors trained to help you buy or sell your home at the best price. The Home Preview Channel also shows hundreds of local properties for sale, so you can find one that's right for you. So tune into the Home Preview Channel to find local homes for sale by professional realtors on the Real Estate TV Network, Channel 281.
Now it is 3-1 on Blaylock. The pitch, a swing and a drive. A high fly ball hit a ton to right, and it is gone. Hank Blaylock in his first All-Star at bat of his career hits a 2-run home run, and the American League has taken the lead.
Guy does that and he can't even get the start against the Devil Rays? Gave him the night off because lefty Joe Kennedy is pitching for Tampa Bay, and they couldn't acquire Eric Gagne yesterday. So in the 8th inning, Juan Gonzalez up. Tampa Bay's heckler is back in full force, giving Juan Gone an earful. July 1st, 2003, Todd Walker was facing this guy. There you hear Walker would line up to second base, and this guy's better than, what was it, Ficker or Robin Fick at Washington? He was great. Anyway, so Gonzalez is up, the heckler's in full throw, and then Juan Gonzo, his 24th homer of the year. Trade for me. Heckler knows he got beat there. Eagle, 20 RBIs in his last 13 games. Rangers win it 12-6.